and gentlemen, in a word, Cher.
You think that's bad? Wait till you see this.
Where am I? Who are these two fairies? Wagon wheel with Toozy. Oh, it's a podcast? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to our very strange podcast.
We're so sorry.
About the Cher memoir. This is Chermoir, Cher the Memoir, the podcast, part 1, chapter 4. I would add the title of the chapter, but I don't want to take anything away from you when you get down to breaking it down.
And apparently we've got some campiness coming up. So should we
have... we are on the Rainbow Road to one of the gayest moments in the history of gay entertainment.
I did have the thought, I don't think I put it in the Posh synopsis, but that imagine that what was at the end of the rainbow is just Cher. You make that trip and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is Cher. She's 4,000 years old. And she's just there. Cher's there.
And it's not a pot. It's a jacket and blouse combo that she throws off, and then it's a gown.
Sure. Cher.
Haven't you seen her? She's like when she used to have her own
Yes,
show,
that's right.
Throw off thousands of jackets and then sing a song.
Yeah. Sounds about right. All right. Shall we?
Oh, dear. Yeah, look, we need to find out what happened in the last chapter. So let's turn back time to last week.
Well, that's right. We do. I keep forgetting about that.
If I could turn back time.
So Cher's mum goes to acting school with a bunch of actual actors, and Cher saves her life by being Cher.
Yes.
Cher meets giant imaginary men, an imaginary flamenco dancer, and Jesus. Also not real. She moves a lot, has a succession of potential new dads, too many of whom are called John. And that's basically all that happened. Other things happened, but they were traumatic.
You forgot the headline of Cher curing polio.
Oh, sorry. She cured polio. Well, she tried to cure polio because she was an angel sent down. And she's also a saint, which is how she saw Jesus.
Yeah. But she got pipped to the post and she was not mad. Yeah, she was mad. Sorry, she was mad.
She was mad when someone else cured polio.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to move on to what happened, the posh synopsis that is, I'm Cher. I've always been Cher.
I'm Cher, and I've always been Cher since I was this big.
Do you regret anything?
Oh, almost everything.
Chapter 4, Unforgettable. Cher reminisces.
Is a Nat King Cole song.
It is.
I like identifying the songs. The last one was from Cinderella.
Yes. I don't think Nat King Cole comes up in this one, though.
No, like Unforgettable is like a really random title for this chapter, but sure, yeah.
Cher reminisces about getting a TV and how mad she was that she was told to take a nap before they could watch a movie. So I don't want to take a nap, which does seem unreasonable to be like, really? You just got a TV, you think she's going to be able to have a nap?
Oh my God. I remember my grandmother got a colour TV and weirdly when we went to visit her and I was like, can I look at the colour TV? And they're like, sure. And they turned it on. There was a Thunderbirds movie on at lunchtime. Oh my God.
That explains a lot.
I know.
Your entire personality.
Yes.
See, it's funny when people often will tell a story like that and they say, oh, you probably always had colour TV. But we didn't. We actually did have a black and white telly for a time.
I did not know. Like, I watched Doctor Who in black and white, I think, until I was like 14.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Yeah, so like just because it existed didn't mean everyone could afford it.
No, it was expensive for colour TV.
It was. Yeah.
It's like when they went to flat screens. Like suddenly it's like, no, I can't afford TV. Like I've still got the Beyonce with the big butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
The J-Lo TV.
The J-Lo TV. Wild. So Cher's first movie crush was Victor Mature, to which her mother says, well, of course you like him. Something Cher didn't understand until much later, and something I still don't understand. What does she mean by that? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I mean, he's kind of got sort of a very Italianate look.
Yeah,
It's very
possibly.
masculine.
There's something in that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it just a thing about being handsome? Like, of course you like a handsome man. I don't know.
He's handsome. He's swarthy.
Yes.
Very swarthy. I don't know. Did he do anything bad? No.
Who knows? No, he did.
He was
That's
in
the
Samson
thing.
and Delilah.
She's like, of course you'd like him. He's not a drinker and a so on and so on. Like, he's just a regular man who's nice. Cher and Jackie would watch movies together, but Jackie was more interested in watching Cher react to them, kind of like the original Gogglebox. So that brought us back to one of the programs on Glitter Plus that we imagine is on there, is Mariah doing Gogglebox and just watching herself all the time.
Yeah, Mariah, Goggleboxing Mariah.
So I think Cher Goggleboxing Cher would also be quite fun.
I would be into that.
So Cher's favourite movie, the one she plans to remake before she dies, was The Enchanted Cottage. It's about ugly people who fall in love because of magic, as that's the only way ugly people can fall in love. Cher took this lesson into a movie she starred in years later. She doesn't say which one, but my guess, it's the one where she had that hideous-looking child. You know, Winona Ryder. Thank you. I can leave now. I've made my joke for the week.
I found this very strange, this whole segment, because I'm like, well, if you do believe that it's what people look like on the inside, why have you spent so much time and money renovating the outside?
Oh, she can put her tits on her back.
Okay,
and it's
sorry,
nobody's business. I mean, maybe, there could be an argument made that part of, the, what would you call it? Like the image of Cher, part of the motivation could have come from being around people who so valued beauty.
Yes.
That she's like, well, I'm going to make that my signature.
I'm just going to have to do this because everyone just loves me and my major cheekbone.
Oh, we love a cheekbone.
We love a cheekbone.
So, yeah, poor little ugly Winona Ryder.
Stop being so mean to Winona.
No, I love Winona. I was going to say it about Christina, but I thought, no, she really is a little kid in the movie. I'm not going to call her little kid ugly.
And she's really cute.
And she is cute. And Winona's cute too. It was just, you think I'm going to say one thing and I said something else.
I thought you were going to do Christina Aguilera, to be honest.
She wasn't a kid, unfortunately, at that point.
Okay.
But wagon we were Tuesday. When being babysat by Meemaw, Meepaw, it's getting more. Cher would play with Meemaw's, or Mamaw's, I think it is, hats and bags, but could never fit into her shoes, which were tiny. Jackie let Cher know that all actresses have tiny feet, which is weird since Meemaw wasn't an actress, but it was a convenient moment to remind Cher of her hideous clown feet. Like, there's something in that sentence that's like kind of innocent about, Meemaw had little feet. And then Jackie swans in and almost says, you should be half the singer I am. Like, you've got twice the feet that I have. Like, there's something weird about that going. All us actresses have tiny, demure feet. Not like you, Cher, with your giant feet. Like, it's weird. What a weird thing to say.
I know. It's very peculiar.
Cher then talks about playing with Meemaw's big button box, which is thankfully not a euphemism. She says it's where... Just gotta be careful. She says it's where her love of shiny things comes from, and she still has it to this day, though she stresses that her imaginary friends Sam and Pete were never allowed near it, in case you were wondering, which I wasn't. Like,
no.
The first thought I had when Cher was playing with Meemaw's button box was not, I hope she didn't let Sam and Pete in there. They'd ruin everything.
I had the same thought. You know what men are like. They ruin everything. Like, they touch things. Yeah. They hear buttons. They think it's something dirty. They try to shove it up their ass. Like, it's a bad look. I think we've established that, her imaginary friends who were lumberjacks and went to tea parties would not have been restrained around sequins.
Yeah, that's true. It's so funny. All right, this is...
under the lemon tree.
Yeah, what's that mean? You know, a little lemon tree. All right.
Yeah.
There's
Almonds.
some hairy lemons. Oh
Both
god.
faggots.
Oh my god.
Wood chopping, butt stuffing faggots. That's what's going on.
Wow. That's a bit of a layup, but all right.
Stop. You're giving me gut pain.
Well, I have something that can cure the gut pain. You ready?
What's that?
This is where we pass to Stephanie.
Oh.
So she won't clog you up so much.
Right. So what I'm understanding here is that the start of the chapter is freeform crazy Cher, and the rest of the chapter is just, dealing with the dot points and trying to see it out to the end.
Stephanie
I think the
reading
book
the
was
facts.
written through someone just recorded, once they'd recorded the transcript, they just turned that into the book. Cher's just gone, and Stephanie just mentioned these things. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Stephanie's just improvising.
Yeah, she didn't record our intro. She certainly wasn't going to record her own audiobook.
No.
She's out of there.
Yeah.
So this is where Stephanie picks up. By this point, Jackie Jean was no more. She had changed her name to Georgia Pelham in 1949 after her best friend Anne died. Anne was from Pelham, Georgia, and what she did was swap those names around to come up with Georgia Pelham. It's complex, but we got there. So,
Do you know what I love? Is that we're up to chapter 4. We've had a lot of Jackie's life and existence and the traumas she's been through. And this woman who meant so much to her that she changed her name, we have never met before.
No. And her
Has
name was
had-
Anne anyway. It might have been more of a case of, well, Anne's dead, so she won't call me out for using a different name.
But why? If she's so important that the place she was born is, where is Anne? Why have we not met Anne? This is the
Well,
first
you
time
know
we meet
what?
Anne is when she changes her name.
This is almost the opposite issue that we have with G, who we've heard about but don't know who she is.
Yes.
Thankfully, we will find out shortly. But
Yep. Maybe we get
there's
more
a lot
Anne
going
later.
on.
Who knows?
Yeah, Anne shows up at the end. Saves the day. With Aunt Zella. They all come back. So
What about
Georgia...
the lesbians?
Yes,
looked after her.
Mackie and Edith, we love them. So Georgia figured a new name and a hair colour would finally make her dreams of being a star come true. But alas, Georgia refused to sleep with the men in charge. Marry them,
Oh, yeah.
sure, but not
Marry
sleep
them,
with
sure.
them. No.
Yeah, she's like, if you want me to take this role and sleep with you, we have to first go to Nevada.
Yeah, I've got to get married. I've got to get a divorce, and then we'll get married. But I've got it down. We can do that in probably an hour and a half. So,
I mean, I do have to live there for 6 weeks to say that I live in Nevada so that I can get the quickie divorce. But it's just 6 weeks.
she probably just
we'll be in
never said she
production by
moved
then.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then one exciting day, Georgia got the role of Angela in the Asphalt Jungle.
Yes.
But 5 days later, they replaced her with a then relatively unknown Marilyn Monroe, whoever that is.
Whoever
So-
that is.
This is where I have the benefit of the audiobook, because something tells me that initially this may have said Norma Jean.
Right.
And then they've edited it to change it to Marilyn Monroe. Because the sentence kind of goes, she was replaced by a then unknown Marilyn Monroe. And then it kind of goes back to what it was. I'm like, what happened there? So there was an awkwardly done name. Now, of course, Marilyn would go on to become a household name, mostly thanks to once owning a piano that now belongs to Mariah Carey,
Yes.
as well as having the same sized hands as a girl called Mary, who features in the Kelly Rowland classic Stole. So That's how we know Marilyn Monroe, because that's how I hear her name
Oh my
every
God.
time I hear it.
You are
Marilyn
hilarious.
Monroe.
See, I hear
just, you know.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, different but same.
Because I grew up with classic rock radio where we heard no modern music until about 1989.
Oh, you missed so many Kelly Rowland classics then. She's been around much longer than you think. You know, the classic rock era.
Yeah, but like classic rock beds things into your head when you're young, and they can't be shaken out by Kelly Rowland or anyone. Even when I hear,
I mean, that song was a lot too. That's about some stuff going on in America at this moment too.
yeah, like when I hear "Goodbye England's Rose," I still expect to hear Marilyn Monroe.
Well, actually, what's weird is that was that used to be Marilyn Monroe when Cher sang it, and then they changed it to Norma Jean, and it just got really confusing.
Goodbye, Norma Jean.
And when they did the England's Rose version, Cher's version was Dire O Straits instead of Die. Princess Dire O Straits.
About Dire O Straits.
She's making a comeback. Oh my god. There's still chapter left. We've lost it.
Die O Straits.
Princess Di O Straits.
Oh my god, I've got to register the website Die O Straits.
Yeah.
She sounds like a vengeful drag queen. I'm Dio Straits, and you will.
Yeah, she's on Real Housewives. So, soon after all of this, Georgia found out she was pregnant. So, the whole family moves back to me mom, me paws to celebrate.
So much moving. Like I'm
so much moving.
exhausted from
Me
all this
too.
moving. Like it's been like, how old is Cher? Like 5?
Like 5.
Like, oh my god, I've
It's a
had
lot.
enough.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. Like I hate moving house. Like because you
Yeah.
can't find anything. Like you get there and you're like stressed and you're freaking out and everyone's shitting you and you want to stab someone but you don't know what
Yeah.
box the knives are in.
Like, where is
like
it?
it is
And
a
then you
horrible.
find it and it's actually a spoon. Like,
It's
yeah.
it's fucked. It's like, oh, I would stab you, but this is a DVD of glitter.
Which weirdly
I have
is
a whole
already set
box.
up and playing.
Yeah, I know.
It's already on.
That's how it works.
Managed to find that.
That's the first box that goes.
You get Molly to go ahead and set it up.
Yeah. She can't set up the Apple TV, but fuck, she can get that glitter
You can
disc
set up
on.
the glitter pass, yeah. So to celebrate the arrival of an alleged baby, Cher wanted a perm,
I know.
but
What is
sadly,
she thinking with that
ins-
beautiful, straight, silky
I know,
hair?
silky long. Instead
Silky,
of
long, straight hair.
a beautiful curly perm, they just burned it all off instead. Like, you know
To
what?
frizz.
Little frizz. Anyway, all of this was forgotten when little sis Georgianne, aka G, arrived. Now we know who G is. We've been waiting all week.
Is she
to find out who
the
G
original
is.
G? So she's OG.
As in the original gangster? Yeah, in which case, yes. So is OG related to O straight? You know, like in Ireland,
tell
are
you,
they
I'm a-
near each other?
I wanted to do a show. Like if I ever did a comeback stand-up show, it was going to be called OG, Oldest Gay.
The OG.
The OG.
Fair. Well, we're looking forward to that. In Fluff and Crap, you can spruik that new tour that is definitely happening.
Never.
It's too hard. We can barely do this one. Imagine trying to actually
If
do
we
something.
did this one live, it would be just like, we
my
don't
God.
know why we're here. I'm so sorry.
No, why are any of you here? In fairness, that would be on brand with Cher because she wouldn't know either.
No. I'm terrified she's going to find out about this and start shouting at us in all caps.
I'd love it. No, I think she'd enjoy it because it goes on 10 tangents. She'd be like, I can follow this. This I can follow. So, sadly...
Like one of her chapters.
yeah. all of this is actually just the audiobook. This isn't a podcast. We've just been asked to read the audiobook, and all of this is in there. We should release a book of like a transcript of this show and see what happens.
Share the memoir, the podcast, transcript, part 1.
Oh my god! And it would be like the new encyclopedia because each chapter would be its own book. So it would just be you'd sell them door to door.
We talk for far too long.
I know. So sadly, having a sister wasn't like having a fun Cabbage Patch Kid or a poopy doll that Cher desperately wanted.
The poopy doll.
The
pee-pee doll. It was a pee-pee doll, not a poopy doll.
Poo-poo pee-pee. Instead...
It's not skibbity-pop.
It was skibbity-pop-pop. Instead, Cher was cast aside, left to draw in her room, a new medium that she'd just invented.
She invented drawing.
I'm drawing. I've just invented drawing.
I've just cured polio via telekinesis and found Jesus in the curtain. Now just going to invent drawing.
Yeah.
My very large, possibly homosexual lumberjack friends are not invited because they're too busy with the button box.
Yeah,
trying to get in.
They're shelving the button box as we speak. So
the button box.
No, the box, the whole box. It's a triple DP of buttons. It's like we can't open it. Let's just put it somewhere. All right, bend over.
I'm doing a cream pie of buttons.
Oh no! We've talked
Not
way too
button
much about
felching.
pie.
That's the worst.
Button felching. No. It's like, you know, the ping pong trick. It's but buttons.
Yes. Boing, 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 boing,
Yeah.
boing, boing.
But because it's gay, they actually land on a shirt. Anyway.
Not okay.
It's not okay. So, so Cher's invented drawing. So she's upset about the baby and getting tossed aside. So Cher's dad came up to comfort her by saying, yeah, I hate her too, but what are you going to do? You know? She's here, she's not going anywhere.
I didn't mean to get my sexcrement happening here.
I was
Look,
just
my
trying
friend
to play
Peter
with the
calls
buttons.
babies. He calls them sexcrement.
Excrement.
It's something
lot.
that came out of it.
It is. It's
gross.
true.
Yeah.
That's why when people come over, we say, "Look at our button collection. Look at the button box," because they're our babies.
Oh my god!
Sorry. All right. So Cher's dad hates the baby too.
He made with his penis.
Yeah. God. That Christmas.
Well, jury's out. It might not have been his.
No, it could be anyone's at this point. That Christmas, there was a gift under the tree. A stuffed kitten, hopefully fake, I wrote in parentheses. You don't know with this
Twisted
family.
with a head.
Yeah. That no one claimed to have put there. It was determined that the gift must have been left by Santa. Now, this is the first recorded appearance of Santa Claus, which proves my theory that Cher was here first.
Yes, she
So,
was.
Cher.
Precluded Santa.
Yeah. Everyone was happy, but John's drinking, whichever John was there this week. It's like Darren from Bewitched. Which one are we getting? Don't know. It's Becky from Roseanne. Is it Sarah Chalk? Is it the other one? I don't know. But John's here. And his drinking was starting to take over.
Yeah.
So Cher, like most terrified children, found ways to try and distract him, but that didn't always work.
Oh.
So one night, while they were at the home of Betty Martin, ex-wife to Dean Martin and mother to his abandoned children, one of them was Donna Martin.
Donna Martin graduate. Donna Martin graduate.
Can you imagine that, but Cher's in the background as well? Cher was a 90210, sure.
She was, definitely.
So they were at
She
this
was the
party.
placard that they held up.
Yes, she was actually Andrea, because she was 400 years old when that was on. So John got it in his head that Georgia was flirting with someone and threw a full tantrum in front of everyone.
Everyone.
No one intervened as he dragged Georgia across the house by her hair. But Betty was having none of it.
No.
She kicked him out, allowing Georgia and the kids to stay the night. So Cher and G, I assume. The next morning, Cher was playing with the kids when they decided to go across the road to the neighbours.
Yes.
When she walked in, Cher saw a woman standing on the stairs screaming at the staff, complaining that her orange juice wasn't Irish enough.
That's not what happened, but yes.
It's kind of what happened. I filled in the gaps, but that, you imagine that's probably what it was about.
So does Cher at some point.
Yeah. The woman told the girls to go outside and play and take my daughter with you, she says.
She's
the woman's
unattractive
daughter...
and untalented, and I don't want to look at her anymore.
The woman's daughter, Liza, spontaneously broke out into Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which
Just
Cher
in case
found...
you haven't recognized my mother or me, I'll
Yes,
sing the song.
Yeah, I'll sing the song. Which Cher found odd, because it is.
It's
a
fucking
little
mental.
odd. But Cher thought, she's pretty good. And that's how Cher discovered Liza Minnelli and her mother, Judy Garland.
Yeah.
Later, Judy would go on to credit Cher as the inspiration behind her iconic role as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, even though that came out a decade before. So I just liked the idea of Cher being around for Judy, not the other way around.
Yeah.
This was
do
pretty
love that-
random.
It was felt like the most shoehorned in moment ever, but it's like
Cher-horned, if you
I
will?
have Cher-horned, yes. I have some gay names to drop, and I am gonna drop them, and I am going to establish myself forevermore as the harbinger of camp.
Yeah.
I invented in this moment The Wizard of Oz, Friends of Dorothy, and Cabaret.
Yeah.
It all happened in this moment.
So about and Donna Martin, as it turns out.
And Donna Martin, Tori Spelling.
I mean, could anyone invent Tori Spelling? I'm not sure. I do love Tori Spelling. So over the years, Georgia would leave John, whichever one it was that day, and come back and leave and come back. Cher credits this rollercoaster relationship as the reason behind her faulty emotional thermostat, which is a nightmare for her nervous system, but a godsend for photo shoots. She's like, I can get a photo like this and then a photo like that. Like, oh, wonderful. She describes being treated like an adult from a young age and how she had to be constantly vigilant. The parentification starter kit.
Yeah.
Issues. Makes sense. But who cares about that? Because it's time for a story about a dog.
Oh, the dog story.
The dog story. So we're just here now. I don't know why we're here, but we're here. One day, while her mother was getting ready for work, Cher accidentally let the dog out, and the neighbours dragged the dog inside and called the pound. When Cher told Georgia about this, Georgia went over to get... I just realised what you're doing. Sorry. I was in the
Cher
middle
left
of
the dog out.
Ho, 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 ho.
Cher left the dog out.
So when Cher told Georgia about this, Georgia went over to get the dog, but old Poundy wouldn't budge and took the dog away. Once assured that she could pick up the dog later, Georgia waltzed up to the neighbour and got into a full Dynasty-inspired hair fight.
Yes.
Pulling and screaming across the front lawn. Only in this case, the neighbour was much larger than her, so I imagine it was more like the scene between Amanda Thripp and the Trunchbull in Matilda. Only this time it was the Trunchbull being tossed over the fence by her pigtails. That's what I'm picturing.
Oh my God.
I always think of my mummy, like, what are those around your ears? You mean my pigtails? Are you a pig, Amanda? Like, it's so funny. Your mummy is a twit. Honestly. It's so silly. With such an unusual life, Cher found it hard to relate to the other kids.
Yeah.
During a sharing day at school,
Sharing day.
Sharing day. Cher announced...
It's the sharing day. Bring your rings for Cher.
For Cher. Put your rings out for Cher. Pop out some buttons.
Rings out for Cher. This started, I don't know if you know this, but Rings Out for Cher started with lumberjacks under the lemon tree at the tea party.
Yeah.
They would often put their rings out. And she's like, well, I should have my rings out all the time.
Well, that's where she keeps her buttons. Where's she going to get her buttons?
Yes. Yeah, I need to get my buttons.
This
Rings
is
out for Cher so I can get my buttons back.
This is so fine. This is not problematic at all. And those hairy lemons. So, okay. So during sharing day at Cher's school, Cher announced that all the other kids' lives were dumb. They're all stupid. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I love it. She's just like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah. A story that Chermoir really enjoyed. Chermoir loved it. Unfortunately, by the age of 9, so somehow so much stuff happened from 1 to 5, but 5 to 9, pretty quick.
Just breezed by.
Yeah, family life had gone south for good. By this time, Georgia had moved the kids in with her new boyfriend, Bill, which I've written prospective fourth husband, fingers crossed. Prospective, is that the word? Yeah. Cher hated Bill. So when John stormed in one night trying to find Bill, Cher wasn't all that upset about it. Bill had already escaped the house when John's coming with his little rampage. But John did have a nice time slashing up his convertible.
Yeah.
So he got something out of it. Georgia got the kids out over the back fence and hid at the neighbours. Sadly, her toenail did not survive.
Oh, don't. I've done that.
It's a whole toenail.
It's not nice.
It's a whole toenail bit.
It's a whole situation.
Yeah. She's actually just replaced it with one of the buttons from Pete and Sam.
Pete and Sam's
Just painted it. Not the
They're
buttons.
buttons.
Oh, no. So... It's like, do you know why buttons are called buttons? Well, settle in. Let's go sit under the lemon tree and I'll tell you all about it, kids.
That's why they're called buttons.
You're going to bring that up in hard quiz, aren't you?
They were used to be called butt-ins, but now they're out.
Yeah, butt outs. That's why people say butt out, like a button. It's the whole thing. Rings out for Cher. Okay. We are nearly at the end of this chapter. I am persevering.
Rings out for Cher.
Persevere rings out for Cher. Oh no. Okay.
I'm broken.
Sorry.
me.
All right, we can do it. We can do it. All right.
I'm fanning myself.
So they've run to the neighbours, right?
Yes.
And that's happened on a separate occasion, the same backyard where they climbed over the fence. Cher did a backflip one day right onto an open can of syrupy tub roast, severing the tendons in her left foot. It was a coffee can. So I was like, it must be syrupy tub roast.
It is syrupy tub roast.
That's don't worry about what that is. It's just coffee. It's a coffee can.
Yeah.
And
syrupy tub roast is from a very long time ago. We won't go back there because it makes us hysterical.
More than this. So she's landed on the syrupy tub roast, severing the tendons in her leg and left foot. The doctors were concerned that Cher may never fully recover, but thankfully she did, though it did create her distinctive loping gait. Love a loping gait.
Yes, a loping gait.
A loping gait. Not an eloping gait, Georgia.
No.
Just a loping gait. Stop getting married.
Just a loping gait. Stop going to Nevada.
Yeah.
It's too close by.
Even though he visited, it was around this time that Cher realised her dad was not coming back. She knew it was probably for the best. Her parents' fights were hella embarrassing. Like, she's like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing these two adults fighting like this, which is so true. Yeah. It's like, more than anything, you're just being embarrassing. This is stupid. Yeah. But Cher felt
like
John's
gays
kind...
at the Mardi Gras when the P flag comes past. They say, oh, Mom. Embarrassing.
Embarrassing, yeah. But Cher felt John's kindness outweighed his outbursts and missed him terribly, saying she wasn't fully prepared for the loss.
Oh.
And this is where we leave things at chapter 4.
Chapter 4 has been way more than I expected it to be.
Yeah, right. Especially the extra things that we added.
Did not expect
Those details.
Butt buttons.
No, I didn't think we could get more childish. Butt buttons and hairy lemons.
Oh, wow. Well, I am very prepared to find out what your professional opinion is. So let's get to the other side of it.
It's my professional opinion.
So thank you, Cher. Look, my professional opinion's pretty straightforward. I think this is a lot tighter than chapter 3. Mm-hmm. Not just because of the butt buttons. But the biggest boost that anyone could get to any chapter in any book is the addition of Judy and Liza.
Judy and Liza. Like,
what else is there to say?
What else is there to say? I mean, there is a lot of domestic violence trauma, which is difficult.
Yes.
But we have Judy and Liza to offset that.
Yeah,
and all of Dean Martin's abandoned children.
Yes.
I like that we're getting more complexity of emotions. Like this is digging into what I think has been missing in the last 3 chapters, because that's all been stories Cher knows as opposed to stories that happen to Cher. So when we're hearing about, one of her many dads called John, and he's doing irredeemable things, like dragging her by the hair out of a party, like attacking them with a knife, like they are horrific, awful things. But, I understand the other side of the feeling, which is this is a man who treated me as a princess when my sister came. This is a man who provided some stability to my life before he got drunk and punched the shit out of my mum. Like, so I understand the feeling of love in the face of that, and they are complex emotions, and I like that we didn't dig in as much as I would have liked, but it was more than we probably got on Grandpa Pedo Roy and her 13-year-old grandmother. So yeah, it felt a bit more real and a bit more. I have feelings about this, and I kind of liked that about it. Yeah. And so, what score did you give it?
So I've gone up from the last chapter for sure. I've bumped up to a 7 out of 10 for this one. It's possibly because of the reasons you said. Like the first 2 chapters had so much shock factor that it was like bam, 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 bam. This one, not quite as much. So I think that's why I didn't quite hit the 8 that the others got. But I'm okay with that. It is starting to get a little, like you said, a little bit more Cher. So I think it's the transition between where we were and where we're going. And that just felt... it was I feel like maybe there were moments like some of that violence that could have been expanded upon. So a couple of little things missing, but yeah. What about you?
I feel the same. But you've got Judy and Liza and Cher. Yes. You can't go below 8 out of 10. Okay, I'm sorry. Like that was
you've decided executive decision.
Like it's we've got Judy, Liza, Cher, and also more emotions. Yeah. Like it's not quite 10 out of 10. Yeah. Like if she had also met Barbara Streisand and Shirley Bassey, we would have had a full house. Yeah.
And I mean, I suppose the thing that comes up for me as well when thinking of a score, I'm essentially rewriting the entire chapter as well. So some of my, experience of doing that may come into where I put the score. But
I think like Judy and Liza shine so brightly in their bizarrely, non sequitur scene that kind of obliterates a lot of the horror before it.
That's all I remember.
A little bit afterwards.
Yeah, that's all I remember. All right. Shall we turn back time? Is that what we're up to?
And I can turn back time. It's Turn Back Time, which is where we find out what we would do differently.
Yeah. Would you like to go first this week?
Okay. I would double down on Judy and Liza.
Yeah.
I would like, if she can have imaginary friends who are having their way with the button box and tea parties and the flamenco dancer and Jesus and Saint Cher, why can't Judy and Liza hang around?
Right?
Like, why can't they be imaginary friends as well for a while?
Yes, they are for us.
We imagine them around at all times.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing I probably would have rewritten is don't tell anyone who knows your ex where you moved to. Should he come around with a knife?
Hard when there's kids involved, I guess.
Yeah, but, you know, if he's that violent. Yeah.
Bloody convertible getting all slashed up.
Poor
Didn't
Bill.
deserve that. All right, my little turn back time is similar. I would have insisted at staying at Betty's longer so I could play with Liza, but also so she could be, you know, that slightly too grown up kid giving adults advice. So I imagine, like, she's coming over to play with Liza, but you know, Liza's off doing God knows what in the toy box.
Yeah,
and so she walks in to find Judy having a moment, having a coffee, quote unquote, and. And she just, you know, unloads all of her problems on Cher. And Cher, being wise as she is, just gives her all kinds of advice.
She saves her.
Saves her. So Judy is still here now with us.
And Judy meets the lumberjacks and they lose their minds.
Yeah.
They lose
And
their imaginary minds.
Maybe that's where Judy is now.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she did not pass. Maybe Cher, you know, she called Cher.
Yes.
And Cher said, you know what? This life is too much, but I know somewhere you could go.
I know somewhere where you'll be accepted.
Accepted, loved,
by
adored.
the button community that exists under the lemon tree at Meatballs.
Yeah. As many lemons as you like for your vodka lime soda.
Yes.
Vodka lime soda, vodka lemon soda.
Many tea parties.
Yes.
And also, they will lose their shit whenever you sing. If you sing a high note, like, you'll suddenly see an explosion of buttons.
Yeah, absolutely. Colourful, glittery.
People will just relax so much. Buttons will just be falling out of everywhere.
Yeah. So that would be my remix. All of that.
Amazing. I love that.
And do you have a rename?
Well, I wanted to call it Somewhere Over the Rainbow because of Liza's somewhat deranged rendition of it. But I have to go with some actual words that are in the chapter about whichever John this is, and which is a reference to a Cher song, and that is Love Hurts.
Oh, ouch.
Love wounds and scars.
And scars, you say?
Yeah. Takes a lot of pain.
It would seem that you're doing the song thing. I seem to be doing sort of like a children's book title theme with
more
mine.
than happy for
it
this.
Could change, but that's where we're at the moment. And this one is simply Cher hates Bill. Like the way that it's just like, I hated Bill. Like it's just clear. I hated Bill. Full stop.
I hated Bill.
She hates Bill. She hates Bill.
Yeah. Hated Bill.
Hated Bill.
All right. It's time to find out what our favourite Cherism is.
Oh.
If I want to put my tits on my back, it's nobody's business but my own.
I wonder what it would be like to have tits on your back.
I feel like I already do have them. Like, you shouldn't see me in a tight top.
Oh my God. Stunning, gorgeous. All right. I feel like there can probably, I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, but I feel like there's probably only one possible answer to this question.
I don't know. I think I found a very strange one, but
Okay.
you go for
All
whatever
right.
you've got.
In that case, we might have different ones. Mine is, I think this is dumb and I think you're all stupid. I hate being here. I'm not sharing. I'm going home. What?
It's the only time she didn't do any sharing, because normally she's sharing all over the place. She's share.
Yeah.
Cannot help herself.
Yep.
No, that was not mine.
Ooh.
Mine is perhaps a little. It's wildly problematic, actually. It's ableist in the extreme.
Oh no.
But she was being quite ableist in the whole book. Like, she was heaping scorn on people with polio.
It wasn't so much ableism. She wanted to be their savior.
Yeah, I know, but there's also a
Cher
little bit of poor you business going on. Anyway, I don't know if you noticed, but when she cut her entire leg open and might never walk again, Cher says she is powerful enough to overcome any disability.
Oh, she does.
Any. Powerful enough to overcome any disability.
I'm now imagining her going to children's hospitals and just walking up to them and saying, "Have you considered being more powerful?"
I mean, yeah. Athletic? I was athletic. I was, Also, I did dancing. I sang. Have you thought about doing that? Like, you don't have to be in that chair. Come on, get up.
Come on. Yeah.
It's...
Oh, no.
Yeah. I like, it felt like a casual thing. It's casual ableism.
Yeah.
But yeah, powerful.
Look, it was probably what was actually said to her. They probably, the doctor would have said, you're athletic enough and you're strong enough, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's probably exactly what was said to her.
Strong enough
but
to overcome any disability.
Any disability, any of them.
Any.
Yeah.
She's very powerful.
Yeah. And if she can't, she'll just get Stephanie to do it.
Stephanie will read the disability for her.
Oh, no, she'll just do her walking for her. She's like, I can't anymore, Sophie. Can you walk for me? Great. Oh my God. Wow. On that delightfully horrific note, should we check out some fluff and crap?
Yeah, let's fluff it and crap it.
Fluff and crap.
Ooh, buttons.
Don't bring up the buttons again. I feel like I've got an
sometimes you
abscess in
can't
my
help
arse.
bring them up. They just arrive. You're on your way out and you think, oh, there's some buttons. I think I need to go back in.
Oh, yeah. It's got a mini series of buttons to pop out.
No.
I just have visions of them shooting them onto the shirt.
Oh, no.
Every time the buttons come out, it's like point, 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 point. Look, they're right in place. Just sew them in. Sew them on wherever they land. Point, 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 point.
Shit. Oh, we need to go to a button factory and see what really goes on there.
Yeah. Look, there's more Chermoir next week. I have no idea what's coming for us.
Nope.
Like, I'm terrified. I'm kind of excited.
Big shirted.
Shirted.
Stupid. Doesn't make any sense anymore.
Nothing. This whole podcast stopped making sense about halfway through
18 years ago. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. If we're gonna get more gay moments, like
something tells me
suddenly, like I thought it was gay enough when we had the imaginary lumberjacks that live under the lemon tree and went to tea parties. But suddenly we get Liza and Judy in one moment. Like, oh yeah, Totes hung out with them. Liza even sang the song.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
I know she says her memory is perhaps flawed, and
Yeah.
I reckon what's happened is someone said, "Oh, Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli live over the road," and then she's decided to remember this as it happened.
Literally, yeah. Yeah. Liza was singing Old MacDonald, but this is better. I'm not mad at it.
No, I love it. It's so good. I hope we get more inveterate name dropping in the next episode.
Yes.
Because that's starting to become a thing. We've been having a few names dropped here and there.
Yeah.
Like we also had Dean Martin drop this week. Like it's been big.
Dean and Don.
And she does live in Hollywood, so let's see what happens. Join. Are you doing anything, or it's just you?
I mean, I should probably mention that there are vinyls for sale on my website. If anyone wants to check out some music.
How are they surviving in the sun?
They're completely melted. But I'll still sign them and send them your way. But yeah, the new album, the first album, there's a little EP. They're all on vinyl and CD. Yes. So please, possibleprincex.com, help me clear out my cupboard so they're not in there anymore.
Yeah, they're getting dusty. testicles.
The hairy lemon tree. Well, they're right around the corner from the buttons, so you know.
I'm doing nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. But Hard Quiz is currently on every Wednesday night on the ABC at 8 p.m. if you're in Australia, or iView. It goes up early on a Wednesday on iView. And some truly unhinged episodes this season.
More than this?
Nothing's more unhinged than this.
In real life, when you say something horrific, do you then have to sort of say to everyone, oh, if you think that's bad, you should check out the podcast?
Sometimes I explain things from the podcast and people look at me like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, it was funny at the time.
Yeah, I know.
Let me tell you about the lumberjacks with the buttons.
Yeah. Or like someone comes in with a new shirt and you're like, oh, I really like the buttons. And then you laugh for 12 hours and they don't understand why.
Who put the buttons on the shirt?
Yeah, was that Sam or Pete?
They do two each.
Yeah. Plop, 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 plop. Yeah.
The DP buttons.
Yeah, DP buttons. Skippity Poo Poo is the label. Sophus Ray.
Stop hurting me. We've got to leave this podcast before someone else hurts themselves. All right. Bye, lovelies.
Bye. Where am I? Who are these two fairies? Wagon Wheel with Toozy. Oh, it's a podcast? You've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, no.
We shouldn't do 4 episodes again.
No, it's perfect. It won't take this long next time because of the internet. Okay.
It's probably be worse.
Sorry, because I'm going to start getting the giggles. They'll cry. They won't be able to keep going. All right.